This project is supported in part by an award from the National Endowment for the Arts. To find out more about how National Endowment for the Arts grants impact individuals and communities, visit www.arts.gov. Thanks for checking out Clubhouse Chronicles presented by Venture House. All images you see have been selected by the members. Enjoy the show.
Okay. You want to start it off?
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to podcast number 2. I'm Carissa.
I'm Matt from Queens.
And I'm Wayne from Staten Island.
And here we're gonna chat for a little bit today, and we're gonna start off by playing Two Truths and a Lie. So do we all know how to play that game?
No, but we're gonna learn today.
Yeah. And I always need more practice with this game because I have so much trouble.
Well, two truths and a lie, you just tell two things that is true, right?
Yes, so you
Whatever it might be.
Yeah, so you tell 2 things that are true and 1 that's a lie, but you don't tell us which are the truth and which are the lie. So you kind of hide that, and we have to guess what those are. We have to guess what your lie is, if that makes sense.
Right. So I feel like, basically I'm always, encouraged to come to the clubhouse, and be around, other people, trying to encourage them. But one thing is, I noticed there's a lot of unity in the Venture House, and there's a lot of people that do take a certain passion for being there and everything. And it saved, it saved my soul in a sense, because I came into Venture House during the time when I lost my brother, and maybe it could have been a place to just maybe get away mentally, I guess, but it became more than that. So to this day, I guess, I'm glad that I'm still connected in some way or another, and I look forward to what the future brings. Now, I know you can't figure that one out, because I ain't put it in no specific order, because I mix truth with lies. So, but it's hard to figure that one out unless you know me.
This is like advanced truth and a lie. It's like
I didn't say that like the devil is a liar or something like that. That's not, but that is the truth. It's not a lie. But it's the thing. So it could go so many ways, but I mixed in the truth with the lies. And you just have to decipher which one is which. Like, what part of that was truthful, what part of that you don't believe. And the hardest way to figure that one out is because there are times when I go to the Venture House and I'm just going to hang out. But is that my motive? That's the question.
Ooh, yeah, that's a deep question.
That's deep.
Because unless you're in my face and you talk to me like that, you wouldn't know. I'm a very sarcastic speaking person. I've been that all my life. My best friend tells me that every day. You're the most sarcastic speaking person I ever met in my life, and it drives me crazy. But I don't mean to be. I just break down the truth in different ways to people that maybe they didn't think of doing it themselves. I don't know. But I've been dealing with, 6 years, and the funniest thing is I got 4 really close friends. But I feel like, I'm very grateful, and I'm very good to have the opportunity to sort of let the world get to know me, or maybe speak upon things that maybe I normally don't speak upon.
So did Matt or I want to try to give our 2 truths and a lie too? Because I think the way you worded it was just too advanced for me.
We're never gonna. We're never.
I'm not at that level of pulling pieces out of stories yet, but but I don't know if maybe Matt, do you want to try to like demonstrate your 2 truths and a lie with the game?
All right. So here's what I got. I came up with this on the fly, so it might not be that good. All right. So they are. My favorite color is blue. My favorite sport is basketball, and I love the Yankees.
Ooh.
So
I don't believe blue's your favorite color, but I do. No, if it is, I know either that or you don't like the Yankees. One of the two. It's got to be one of those two.
It's definitely one of those. It's one of those. I give you that. That's the only hint I'm giving.
And I think it is that you like blue. Blue might be your favorite color, but I don't really think you like the Yankees like that.
You're a smart man. So I hate them. Hate them. And I'm a Mets fan. I bleed blue and orange. So
that's funny too, because me and my friend went to a baseball game and last year. No, wait a minute, this year. No, last year I think. And what happened was we thought they was about to rain the game out, so we was about to leave. So we left out and didn't realize there's no re-entry thing unless you got to pay. So I'm like, oh man, because he wanted to smoke a cigarette. So I'm like, well, now what we gonna do? And he said, well, I'll call the assessor to come get us. So I guess we're gonna go. So then this white guy, we sit out there waiting. And this white guy walks up to us. He said, hey guys, I had an extra ticket because my friend was supposed to come, but I decided I'm not gonna go to the game. So if you want to watch it, I'm not charging you nothing. You can just take the ticket. So I thought, well, I'm always in the Bronx. I was in the Bronx like on an everyday basis. So to go from the Bronx to Staten Island was no big deal to me because I've done it all the time. So I said, give me that. I'll take it. I said, you're in a wheelchair. You're not traveling back to Staten Island on no train. How you going to get on it? You know what I'm saying? So you're not doing that. And my nephew, you got your grandmother to watch over. I'm the only one that got no kids, no wife, no nothing. And I could come home at any time. So I said, I'll take that ticket very much. And they was just sitting there waiting for me. Like, watch, they're going to turn them away. That ain't no real ticket. They're going to turn them away. And when I went in there, the guy grabbed the ticket, he put it to the thing, and it went green. He said, you can go in. And he gave me my ticket thing. And I laughed at them and waved like, bye. And that was one of the best days of my life, to believe it or not, because I ended up catching a foul ball. And I had a whole bunch of little kids trying to get the foul ball from me. And I told y'all better get away from me. I ain't playing. So that was funny. And I stayed to the 8th inning. They end up, it's so many things that's historic about that, because that was the only game all year that the Yankees got shut out. And I happened to go to it. But I ended up catching a foul ball too. So that was pretty cool experience. I still got it too.
That's good. Keep that.
Only foul ball I ever caught in my whole entire life, and I've been to about 60, 70 games in my life.
It's the day
and I've never caught a foul ball.
And it happened on a time you didn't even expect it. So that's the best part about it.
So back to what we do. We got to make this thing work. You know what I mean? We got to definitely put some energy into this podcast. It's like, I don't know. It's like there's so many different ways we can go to it on what we want the people to know about whatever it is that we want to, because we're going all over the place with it. I don't know.
Yeah, we definitely have like a list of topics we're gonna touch on. We just wanted to give it like a little icebreaker just to get everybody.
Okay. Well, that was a good icebreaker, y'all. So,
all right. Carissa, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So I guess the first question will be, let's take it back. Let's take it back like before the Clubhouse, before you even knew about Venture House. Like, where did you want to be growing up?
Well, I was, I guess if I would go the sports route, I would say, I was very athletic. I mean, I'm a big guy now, I guess you could say, but when I was younger, I wasn't big, so I was very athletic. And so I guess sports, because I was able to play so many different sports, but then I was infatuated with science, the earth, and, the stars, the galaxies. I was into things like that. And I guess another passion could have been one day probably being a lawyer, because I had a big time infatuation with law, you know. So I mean, it was so many things. I didn't have no one general thing. I had multiple ideas of things I wanted to do with my life, but it never. I guess I didn't put the passion, and I don't blame it on where I lived at or my surroundings. I just blame it on life, because the one thing about life, you can't predict it.
Yeah.
You can't predict what's going to happen. You know, we hear stories every day about someone who had the ability to do something, but never did it. And wonder, what was that?
Phone call.
All right.
If anybody wanted to see a little bit into the life of Venture House, phone call.
Right. And those coming, they come all the time. But that's good, though. That's good. But yeah, so basically, you know, that was some of the things I wanted to do. I mean, I don't know. I also wanted to be like that's why I wanted to do this, because I felt like one day being some sort of motivational speaker. I always saw that. You know, one day I always had dreams and thoughts about, you know, if I ever was at a certain level in life, what type of person I would be. You know what I'm saying? Would I be one who was rich that gave money away, or would I teach people how to get money, you know, or some other way? Because every time you're rich, people always expect. They don't respect, like, you know, like, because a person rich, I think like the Bible gives a story about that, about how, you know, the man who didn't have much silver or anything at all, he gave everything he had, but the man who had so much only gave so little. You know, so that's how I am. I always vision to help people, and I've done that so much, you know, for my friend that I knew in Florida, her name was Sybil. I remember just knowing her and her mom for like 2 weeks, and her mother was behind like $450 on a car note. And even though I didn't know her that well, I kind of had the compassion that she was a single mom with 7 kids, and she worked at 2 jobs. And, you know, I don't know, I just felt like if you're going to do anything, you know, you do something like that. And so I gave her the money, and I never got that money back, but I never wanted to give it back. Like, I think, like, if it ain't unconditional, I mean, sometimes everything can't be unconditional, but for the most part, when it comes to me, if it's not unconditional, then it ain't meant to be. Like, it ain't, you really ain't doing it because you want to do it.
Yeah, if it's not genuine, then it's not for you.
And kind of going off of that, because it sounds like, you know, it sounds like you're one of your main inspirations is helping people and motivating others, which is which is an amazing thing. But, you know, the next question would be, is there anybody that is a motivator or motivated you in the past? Like, is there anybody that inspired you, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I don't have a thing. I can't point that at one person, but I could say my therapist. I think because the kind of relationship I have with her, it's, even though she's my therapist, she's sort of like a friend as well. And my best friend, you know, because if there's anyone that touches me in this world, it would definitely be her. Because I've seen her go through so many things in life, not to mention the things that we've been through as friends, but just her itself, you know, from losing her life for like 30 minutes, you know, being brought back and having another chance on life. To the fact that when that happened, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that must have been something that was, you know, was something that really affected your life, and was probably very life-changing for her too.
Yeah, that was tough.
It's okay. Take as much time as you need.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's crazy. Just things in general. I mean, like, I don't know. People usually talk about grandparents or certain people they might have met along the road in life that, and it seems like because the way the world judges things, if you show compassion for somebody, that just means that you like them or you got a crush on them or anything. But you will have to know the story of her and her journey, and that I've been there for a big portion of that. I don't know, like, I don't got no, my everything is unconditional. She's probably the person that touches me the most out of anybody. And no matter what, it's just that way. I don't know why. It's not no crush. It's not no wanting to be with. It's just every once in a while, you meet a person in your life that is just different from everybody else. And it doesn't matter whether it's they look good or they like you or they don't like you, or it's not even about things like that. It's just like she's been the most compelling out of everybody. And it doesn't even matter, but I've just seen her go through a lot, and it touches because everything I ever did, I never did for the fact of wanting something in return. I just want to show her the real definition of what loyalty without a relationship, what that means. People don't understand that totally, but I just want to show her that I don't have to be in a relationship to you to respect you or to be there for you or to understand what you're going through, whatever trials and tribulations. And I think, out of her, I never knew what a friend was like until I met her. I mean, somebody that, fight for you in every way. But because she appreciates you, and you ain't do nothing special, or maybe you might have. I mean, in my case, I did. I did things that just is unheard of in this world today. Nobody does nothing for free, first of all. But I went beyond doing things for free. I did things that were life changers. Without that, ain't no telling where things could have went. And I learned what a real friend is. All the years I thought I was such a great friend to people, but she showed me what a real friend is. And it's like, that's why also things like tears and stuff cry, because like, I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I'm far from it. But, I do care about people. That's the way my parents raised me. I was a mama's boy and a daddy's boy, because I was fortunate enough to have both of them throughout my childhood, even growing to adulthood, but yeah, there's a lot of passion in me. I care about other people, you know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I didn't used to care so much about other people. It was about what all I can obtain on my own or whatever. And I changed that. The person that wouldn't give you 50 cents if I had $5,000 will now give you $50 if I only got 70. It's just, you grow and you allow it. I find like people around me as an encouragement. I use Venture House members as an encouragement. And I use even these meetings and these things like this as an encouragement, because somewhere in the world, somebody needs to hear it, because they could possibly be going through the same thing themselves, but we don't know because we don't do things like this. And as these things go on, everybody will eventually tell their story pertaining to who they are. So more than learning anything new, you get to understand the person more. and you get a better idea of who they are as a person. So it's not like I'm going to tell you something so historical on this podcast that you might not already know, but it'll help you better understand me moving forward.
That's all we aim to do with these podcasts. And I'm glad that you even said that, because that's really the goal. And you're doing a great job of proving that, you know. I never met you before in person, but even these 20 minutes that we've been talking, I learned a lot about you so far. I know some of your inspirations. I know how you feel. I've just learned a lot, and I admire what you've been able to share so far and the growth that you've been able to reflect on. I admire that about you. So I appreciate you for coming on this podcast again. I could cut you.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. No, it's nothing. I mean, it's just like, you got to realize, like, I go through a lot, because my brother lived with me back in 2008. I came from Florida, and he was telling me, man, we both still young and all. Once you come back, we get a place together and we just live until either one of us finds something different in life. So I said, okay. So I came back. We ended up moving into this one place. Then the guy was like a slumlord. So I ended up having to leave there. My brother went to East New York, and I went to the Bronx, I think. No, I went somewhere. No, I went to Project Hospitality or whatever. They ended up sending me to the Bronx. And then I stayed in the Bronx, and I kept going to the hospital all the time, Metropolitan Hospital and North General Hospital as well. I kept going there because it was just like so much crazy stuff in that shelter that, I was going crazy. I was like, man, these people are smoking and shooting drugs. I was like, I'm from the hood, so I understand. But at the end of the day, I'm like, these people are doing crazy stuff. And I kept getting sick every 2-3 days. Feel like I was in the hospital, shortness of breath or something. So I met this lady named Mary Jo. She was a social worker for the hospital. And she was like, why do you keep coming here? Like, every day I keep seeing you. And so, she said, I'm going to talk to the administration and see if I can maybe get you to a nursing home to where you could do some rehabilitation and, get your weight down. And by the way, I'm about like I think I'm 329, but at one time I was 419. So that's changed. Huh?
They've been making progress. That's good.
Yeah, I don't eat that much. I even checked my sugar before I got on here, and it was like 110. And I know I feel good because I can tell when I feel like, oh, it's a little too up, or it's a little too low. No, I can tell right now I'm good, and I've been taking care of all that. But the moral of the story was from that hospital, I ended up giving the options to have to go to Long Island or Staten Island. And what's that? I went to Bradley Avenue, there at Golden Gate. I went there and I stayed there for like maybe 2 years and about 4 months. I ended up getting a part of this program that got me in a nursing transitional place. And that's how I was able to find my place. And I'll never forget, they look out for you really good when they get you, when you first get into it. Because actually, that program is no more. Like, if you're on it, you'll get it. But if you ever lose it, you back to square one for you. You know what I'm saying? Because that program is not being funded no more. Like, there's no new such people. So for me to have it now, and then to get my apartment, they give you $500 to help you out. I mean, it was a good thing, I was able to help me to get stuff in my house, everything. And I never forget, my brother was there the first day I got my place because my niece was acting funny, didn't really act like she wanted to be there. So I felt like, okay, well, just give me a couple of minutes and I'm going to get it right. And I got my place. So he was there from all those years of living in the harbor, from, there to now, roughly up until March 17, 2019. Am I right? No, 2018, excuse me. So at the end of the day, it was tough, because I live here and I'm home alone all the time. So it's tough. A lot of times you think about that. Then a combination of me fighting, for my, friendship, because, me and my best friend, we go through a lot. That bothers me. And then, the state of the world, the virus and, losing 3 or 4 friends to that already. A couple of friends that I've known for like 35, 40 years, for my friend, I grew up, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, grew up in like Brownsville a little bit. Then I moved to Park Hill, and I grew up with Wu-Tang since I was a little kid. The only difference between is just I used to rap, and I used to do music, and I was pretty good at it too. The only difference was, I think the deaths in my family, because I was the Smith family was the last to lose somebody. All my cousins, which is a lot of cousins, then already lost their mother, their father, or sister, or brother. We didn't lose anyone at that time. But when it started happening, it seemed like, even though it might be 20 years apart or whatever, but it seems like close to half is almost gone. There's still 7 of us left. So I think, just going through that is something difficult. So even if Venture House was something that I might have say I came through to get away at first, because you don't know how it's like. So you can't say how it's going to be like until you get there. But it didn't take me long at all for me to realize that that Venture House it meant more to me than what it did before, because I realized there's something in it. It's like, for some people it could be a place to get away, whatever the case might be. But it's more than a getaway. It's a place that, you can, do a lot of activity and, help out the, the workers and stuff, with whatever tasks they might have to do throughout the day or whatever the case. Just take a slight little burden off of their shoulders. I'm pretty sure they'll always appreciate us if we help them out a little bit. It's more than just a place where people gather, to sit around and waste time. It's actually a community in the development things that we could possibly do to, make it a real clubhouse. I mean, clubhouse to me, the first thing that comes to mind to me is unity. I think if we have unity in the clubhouse, you get a lot of things accomplished. Yep. But if you had diversity, sometimes diversity can spread and destroy everything that you planned on building up. So it's always like, a lot of times it's that monkey see, monkey do effect, A lot of times people see, well, Wayne don't never do nothing. He's over there doing that. Well, let me go help out and see if they need me to do something. And a lot of times that's what it is. Sometimes it could be that, because I'm not like how I used to be when I was younger. And I'm still lazy, but I can take you through my house right now and you tell me where you see anything on the floor, garbage or anything dirty, or you won't. My bed is made up, like everything is neat and clean. But I'm lazy. But I'm the type of lazy person that cleans first, then I'll be lazy. So if I'm sitting around and somebody comes to my house, I'm like, man, you've been laying there for the last 5 hours. But look at my house. The bathroom, the mirrors, the closet, cabinets. Don't you see how neat that I am? You don't realize that everything is lined up a certain way in this house. Like, you don't see that. You're just thinking, what am I doing? And I'm like, you got to be joking me. Like I'm a lazy person, but I clean my house. And as long as you can look and see everything is folded neatly, but, I'm not going to mess it up to do it again. That's the thing. My house stayed clean. I mopped my floor one time. I don't got to do it for another 2 weeks.
I wouldn't consider that lazy at all.
But I am, though. I don't want to do nothing. Like, I've been laying here since what? The morning meeting was at 10 o'clock.
But I do the same thing though, Wayne, is I get up and I get done what I need to get done, just like you do. And then, when I want to chill and just kind of lay down or sit outside or like, I don't know, like do something I like, I consider that, like a well-deserved rest, for all the work you've already done.
Yeah, I do that. Sometimes I get up and I'll get up and I say, well, I don't feel like walking nowhere far. So what I do is I can walk around my neighborhood without nobody wondering, who's that guy? Because they know me. So, I'll do that a couple of times. That'll be my little cardio, for the day if I don't go nowhere far. Because when I used to go to the Bronx, you don't understand, like, the luggage and stuff that I used to carry. I used to have a big duffel bag carrying it up the long flights of stairs. And I'm a big guy, too. And I know that like I was on Gun Hill train station, Burke Avenue, West Farm Square. I was always out there. Like I was out there, trust me. And that was not an easy task to do. Up them long flight of steps just to get in the train station. Then when you get in the train station, you got to do that same amount of steps again. And I'll never forget that day I lost my wallet. I gave my best friend a hug. And I said, come on, the train's going. I got to go. I'll see you later. I'm going to call you whatever. And I got up and I got on the train. I sat down and I put my Beats earphones on and just listened to my music until I got to the Manhattan side of the ferry. And I'm like, oh, let me go buy me one of them strawberry lemonade things from Wendy's at the ferry. And I couldn't find my wallet. Well, luckily, I didn't have much money. I think I did have about $23 in there. And thank God I ain't had no money on my bank card and all that. But still in all, I knew there's no way I'm going to get back there to get that and come all the way back. That's a wrap.
Yeah.
I mean, that's done. So, but I used to travel. I used to do that, walking up the steps all the time. And believe me, that was not an easy task. Good thing is that she didn't live far from the train. So it was like a block and a half. But when you got to the train, like I said, you had to walk up the long steps, get inside, and then walk up the long steps and, wait for the train. But yeah, but I don't do that no more because she lives out here. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got trouble.
Let's bring it back to the Clubhouse. And let me ask you, what's some of your favorite things about the Clubhouse?
The fact that, that the little tasks that they got for everybody, or things to be done. And they give you, I think, your own choice, help. Like, you don't have to, but, it's the fact that they got little things to help out. The computers is a great thing, if you're trying to, look up information, to have that. Another touching thing could be the outreach thing. Sometimes getting together, calling people who don't get to come around, as much, maybe due to health reasons or whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
Letting those people know that even though we're not around every day, we still think about you and you still, welcome here and we miss you, or, you never know what certain kind words can do to someone's day. So I like that fact. That's something hidden that you probably won't find many other members that will mention that as the source to really uplift certain people that we don't see as often. I guarantee you they say everything else other than that. But that's the most compelling thing, if you ask me, of all, because anything else is, helping, maybe help cleaning. All tasks is good things, but to me, I think that's the most compelling to me. That's the most touching thing to me, I think, is outreach. Reaching out to people who, you never know, could be going through health issues or sick, and people who don't always get someone checking on them.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things I love about the Venture House. There's too many of them. I'll be here all day talking about that.
Did you ever cook in the kitchen over there?
I never cooked in the kitchen. Actually, let me see. I think one time, I think Joe was cooking on a Saturday. and I helped them. I just stirred the food a little bit, but I mean, I served. I always serve, and I used to help. Occasionally, I would help Michelle do dishes, but most of the time she did that on her own. I'll do serving and stuff like that. You know, I'll do things like that.
And you're also
I worked in every department.
yeah, you're I was gonna say, like, you're also in like the E&E unit, you know, sometimes you'll feel more.
That's my favorite unit. No disrespect to all the others, but that's my favorite unit because my two homies being there. But I love everybody though. Just know that. But
those
yeah,
listening,
that's my huh.
for those listening, explain to them like what the E&E unit is. What do you do? Personally.
Well, me, I mean, you know, usually, you know, Carissa runs that, and you know, just try to, you know, help her out. You know, there's different tasks and things that need to be done, and usually she'll let you pick out, you know, which is cool, you know, because it's not like you're a burden, but she'll let you pick out what you want to do to help, and I think, you know, it helps the staff with what they need to do and the responsibilities that they have to face up to. So, you know, it could be cleaning the board, it could be taking the garbage out, it could be wiping the tables down, it could be doing the glass. It's like so many different tasks, wiping down the keyboards, or, you know, so, I mean, I do the easiest way, wipe the table down or doing the glass. You know, that's not too hard for me, but yeah, it helps out the workers. I mean, because, like, I don't think everybody sit around and realize all the work that the workers have to do. You know, we're not workers, so we're not going there and realize, oh, I got to do this by this time. You know, I got to email so-and-so, and, you know, we don't do that. We just come and do what we do and hang out for a little while and, you know, whatever. But they got the task, you know, to do a lot of things that, you know, that's important. You know, they the heads that make Venture House go. You know, we just compensate them. You know, that's all. Just try to make their day a little bit easier. I think, you know, that's what E&E, employment and education. You get the best of both worlds. You know, it's whatever your motivation is a great place to be. You get a lot of learning. And Carissa, Ty will be there. They be, you know, really good at may help you understand, and they always willing to help. These are not sit down and do nothing type workers. So, you know, they definitely work. And everyone else, Alex, Mark, and everybody else, Robert, all of them, they all for Kenny, everybody does their job. I'm just saying, maybe because I'm always in their huddles, that I probably notice that more. Besides her being my, you know, worker too. But, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, those people, that motivates me. You know what I mean? Because they do more than what the job tells them to do. And, you know, I realize, look, what am I doing? What am I coming here for? I don't want to just sit around no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be productive and I want to help out.
Yeah, and I think you definitely emphasized. Also, thank you for the pitch to the E&E unit. Come join the E&E unit, everyone.
Oh, yeah, well, you know, it's you too, but I mean, you know, I'm just saying that's what it is. Like, that's why I say, all right, man, I can't wait till it opens again. But even without, like, the ideas to come up with all this stuff is good, man. It's motivational, to be honest. You know, it's good that somebody somewhere is listening, you know, trying to, you know, to maybe even get motivated that they want to do one. But, you know, it's fun. It's fun. It really is. The Clubhouse is fun. I'm not the longest attending member, but I'll tell you this much. There's not nobody that come to Venture House more than me since I've been there. I come 6 days a week, just about.
Yep, he does. I know I come in every day and I'm like, oh, hey, Wade, good morning.
I'm always there. Like, you know, I live 4 blocks away. I could walk home from Ritchie House if I really wanted to. But, you know, I like to go there. Like, I mean, I like to, and now I realize even more because I did a lot of times sit around. But, you know, I try to get in the huddles and, you know, show that the workers as well as the other members that, you know, we got to support each other. Yeah. You know, So sitting in those meetings, having that positive attitude, wanting to apply yourself more, that's the whole defining moment of this whole podcast, to tell you the truth, if you ask me.
Yeah, and I think you really emphasized like a key point, being in the meetings and doing all this stuff. It's, we really can't do it without each other as well.
Yeah, I mean, because like I said, I noticed that, and I mean, because there's sometimes, Carissa, I've been seeing you working, and you don't get up, it seems like for an hour or two. You just deep in thought, doing what you're doing, and I'm like, wow, I don't want to be doing what she's doing. She ain't got up in a while, so I was like, I just think it helps, like, it don't have to be, let's say, something needs to be mailed out, or these papers need to be folded up and put into the envelopes for whatever reason. It don't take long. Even if it takes 30 minutes or whatever, it doesn't matter. That's 30 minutes less that she will have to apply, herself, despite everything else she's already doing or what he's already doing. So I think helping out, it ain't killing us. It ain't going to kill me to do that, at the end of the day, just to make things a little bit easier. And so, now definitely, I hope that, if there's anything that I can, reach out to the other people, the other members, and everyone affiliated with, Venture House, is that, moving forward, saying it's us who makes the world of difference of whether this thing go or not. Because if you take the members away and you take the workers away, then what do you have? A clubhouse is not a clubhouse without members. So at the end of the day, I believe helping out will help us accomplish more. It would get things done. Being open-minded to different ideas. Sometimes taking over a little responsibility that's not too strenuous or too mentally stressful or whatever, but just helping out, applying whatever time you can apply, whether it's 10 minutes or whether it's 2 hours. Don't go beyond what you can handle. But I think it's a silent way through action to tell the members we appreciate you and we understand your job description. We understand that you have a lot more to do than us, because we can come and leave as we please. But to them, they don't. They can't just get up and say, I'm tired, I'm going to do the rest of this tomorrow. That's not going to happen. So I think, it allows them to focus more on the mission at hand and what they got to do, and not have to worry about, okay, those guys are helping out, so that's great. Now I got more time to focus on this important newspaper or letter that needs to go, things like that, and everybody.
I think he froze.
Yeah. Some connection problem.
Yeah, it's usually the Wi-Fi connection.
Everybody be happy. I mean, people know me. Let me see.
We're back.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. I can hear you again.
Why did it mess up?
Yeah, the Wi-Fi connection cut out a little bit.
Oh wow, I know. All right, so come on, some more questions. I mean, and I'll add my own insight as well, whenever.
Well, you've been talking about being such great helpers to us to make our days easier. And we appreciate that. But have we been good helpers to you?
Oh, most definitely. It's the reason why I come. It's the reason why I'm on here. Is because it's like one hand washes the other. It's great to know that you could compliment me, and it's also great as well when I could compliment you. So I think, I mean, it gives me motivation. It makes me feel good that I'm doing something helpful to make someone else, job a little easier, or just to be, a help to someone, to just know that, look, I'm not going to just come sit around and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want to do something, whether it's, secretary, whatever, answering the phones or cleaning, sweeping. And the biggest motivation, shout out to Andre, wherever you may be, taking no disrespect from no other members. But that man, I got 110,000 amount of respect for, because at the end of the day, he, to me, and I say no disrespect to nobody, is the standard of what a Clubhouse member is. And I don't know who might pay attention to that, but if you know him and you know what type of person he is, he's the standard of what a Clubhouse member is, even more than myself. Not saying he's better than anybody. I just said he's the standard. That's all, in my eyes. So, I mean, it can be disputed and it can be debatable, but it won't change my reality.
You have every right to feel like that's good. It's good that you admire somebody like that.
Yeah, he's a good worker.
Yeah.
He just does things, you don't have to be told what to do. See, that's the tricky thing about when you be told what to do. You never know a person's true intention. You don't know if they doing it just to shut you up, doing it because they ain't got nothing else to do, or doing it because they sincerely want to help out. You don't never know the differences of why people do things. And I never seen him just not do anything. Like, he's always helping. That doesn't take credit from no one else, because there's a lot of people that help. Everybody plays their part. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I respect a lot of things the way he does them, and I respect that. He's a good guy, and he always helps out. He even makes me get up and want to do things sometimes, because he just does whatever he can to help out. Ain't no paychecks coming, ain't no extra meals coming, ain't no special gifts being given out. Unconditional. A lot of people don't display that, trust me. Everybody lives through a lie behind that, though. They don't know what unconditional love is. So that's why I look at it. The greatest example of unconditional love would be no other than the Bible. Jesus Christ, right? So, I think he gave his life for everybody else. Ain't nobody gonna top that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, seeing people like that, yeah. And then realizing, there was many times I could say I just came and just wanted to hang out. But I feel like I've been more motivated by the meetings and, being able to, help out and, do something more productive with myself. God bless me to 12 days ago. Is it 12? What's today? Today? Oh, it's more than 12 days. Wait a minute. Like 2.5 weeks ago, he blessed me to see 50 years old. And I was so grateful for that, even though I'm not trying to stop. Huh?
Happy belated.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Yeah, my birthday was on the 9th. So I ain't do much, but I honestly could say I felt like it was the best birthday I've had in a long, long time, because everybody who I find to be dear to me did something. Not that I don't look for gifts. I was raised by parents who were Jehovah's Witnesses at one time. Well, actually, they were until they died. But, they were back then. That's why I was raised. And so I never celebrated holidays and things like that. But, of course, when you get grown, as the Bible say, a man would become grown and do his own thing. And that's what happened. I just, not that I care. Like, I don't care if a person give me a gift. But I'm a sensitive person, so it feels good to, be appreciated, or that somebody think of you, because I'm always the one that does things for other people. And I don't always get that in return. Hardly ever, nowhere near. And I don't expect it, because, like, someone said that, I make a little fast thing. Someone said to me, man, your friend got all this money. Why ain't she giving you money like you did for her? I said, because at the end of the day, she does so many things for me. I'm not needing her money. She got kids and a family to take care of. Like, her giving me money doesn't make me happy.
Mhm.
And it doesn't tell me whether she really cared. Because if you said you were hungry and I'm a millionaire and I give you $100 to go get you something to eat when I could have gave you $5 or $10. You know, it don't matter when you do things for the heart, you know, like, you know, I've always done things like that, like helping people out, you know, in their time of need. So
And that's great. And it's great that, you know, I'm happy that you had a great birthday this year. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice. It was definitely nice. People did things that touched me, you know, like my friend, she knows I'm a big time scratch off head. So her gift to me was she bought me 2 cards. One was from her, from the kids and things. The other one was from her. And then she bought me a $30 scratch off. I didn't hit, but still, the fact that she knows that scratch offs is my thing, it meant a lot to me. She always does something that defines like my friendship with her, you know. So that was pretty cool. So this is definitely a good birthday. I mean, it's like everybody either text me, said happy birthday, or showed me some sort of love. And I had like about 300 and something shout outs for my birthday. I had a lot of them. Well, that's a lot for me because I don't deal with 300 people.
And that's awesome. And I'm happy that, you know, that just goes to show you that when, I'm happy that you had so many people reach out, because that just goes to show that when, you know, you're the kind of person that you are, where you're there.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It shows that, like, you know, a lot of people like really, you know, really appreciate it and are really thinking of you. And that kind of that
all right.
Like my next question, sort of, where you know, we're talking about, you know, some of the things that, you know, are motivators and things for you, but what is one thing that you would want people to know about yourself that you think might not already know?
That I love inside out. My love is so real and so pure about me and my passion for other people. It's just I just love everybody, and I want everybody to succeed in life. And I don't mean necessarily financial riches, just to be happy within themselves and, you know, just try their best to be, you know, to treat me how I treat them. I think, yeah, pretty much, you know, I'm a good-hearted person, always here to talk to somebody. Seems like I have all the answers. It's just my positive approach to life. I think, you know, just, you know, that's me. I can't help that. You know, I just feel like I know a lot. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I didn't, you know, I'm good. I could have been an actor, you know that? I'm serious. I had my friend's dad, he's a doctor. He works at Orlando Regional Hospital. He's one of the medical doctors there. And when he first met me, I guess he stereotyped me, you know, but I gave him a good conversation. He just didn't expect me to talk on the level that I was able to talk with. And he looked at me like, he told his son Adam, no, I like that guy. He's not like the rest of the friends you have. I don't know where you met him from, but he can come back. You know, these people were rich people too, so, but they looked out for me. Like people, I mean, I just want people to just, you know, respect me, and, you know, you ain't got to worry about me. I give respect, you know. I mean, so I'm just a down to earth person. You know, I think the more older I get, the more about life I understand. I think that's what I've learned, you know, over the years. I'm so different than anybody you've ever met in your life. I could sit here, you know, listen to Hootie and the Blowfish, then I could listen to some rap music, and then I could put on some death metal and listen to some groups like Obituary and things like that. And then I turn around and listen to Taylor Swift. You just don't know who I am and what I'm going to be and what type of mood I'm in. where my mind goes. I mean, thoughts is like traveling at a speed of light that I believe no one can capture all thoughts at once. So I go with the first thought that comes to my mind because that's the thought it was meant for me to register. You understand?
I hear you.
Okay, well, that's good enough for me.
So I just got one last question. And it's kind of a broad question, but with the way you conducted yourself throughout this interview, I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to handle this question. What do you want?
Happiness. Love and peace for everybody. Happiness. The greatest quality anyone can ever have in life. You think of God, and I won't get religious, but they said God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten son so that we could have the chance to have everlasting peace in paradise. So the thing for me is that love is God's greatest quality. We was made in God's image out of love. So to spread more love to people and to be less judgmental is my goal, as far as the way I try to treat people and the way I live my life.
That's good. That's really good. That's probably one of the top answers. Like I've heard so far since I floated around this question to like friends, family, staff members, and stuff like that. So it's a really good.
Yeah, it's just something that I mean, that's what I want. I don't have to say things like money is, money. We need that. Even if we don't want it, we still need it. But I'm not crazy about money. I've learned, I got friends that are millionaires. I got a couple of them that come here time to time to see me. Every once in a while. Actually, I'll leave this. This is the funniest thing. During the time when my brother passed away, a couple of my friends from Wu-Tang here came to my neighborhood, and they came looking for me. Well, they went to the wrong apartment, and it's funny because the guy, luckily it was the guy that I guess liked rap music, so he said, "Oh, he said, yeah, come on in." So they come in, they go sit down, he's in the bathroom. They think it's my house, but it's not my house. And I'm like, "You went to my neighbor's house?" Like, "Oh my God, you was in this." I couldn't believe it. I just thought that was the craziest thing. He's like, "Yeah, man, we came to my house." I just thought that was one of the funniest. And I don't know how in the world that happened, because I was in the Bronx at the time. So that was just funny. But just like I do things out of the kindness of my heart. I sometimes sit outside my neighborhood, and there's some women in there that's like in their 80s. One's in her 90s. She still goes to bingo and everything. And I've been seeing that lady walk around. I'm like, I'm half your age, and you get around better than me. You know what I'm saying? I've used where I live because I didn't really be here. I'm like, I'm not old. I'm the youngest person to live in this complex. So I'm not old at all. But, I pay homage to those, who have been there. I've been here for like 5, almost 6 years. And man, it just seemed like in the last 3 months, 6 people died in this complex, of old age, like the one Italian guy, his wife passed away, and he passed away. But he was a good guy. He told me about his life, how life was back in the 30s and 40s, and he kind of got me up to date with current events, so to speak, and I was just like, I like that guy, because, I didn't see him that much, and, I was kind of like being a friend to him as well. When he lost his wife, I could imagine, 67 years married. That's unheard of, and, I could imagine. I'm like, man, he was a good guy too. He lived a good life. Anytime you get into your 90s, you can't be mad at life. Because in the world today, every year there's a new disease. You know what I'm saying? And there's more than one pandemic running concurrent. believe that too. But that's another conversation another day. But you know, I
Yeah.
just I'm just glad that we was able to get together and collaborate, and you know, I enjoyed this. I thought I would be a little bit more nervous, and maybe I started off a little nervous, but I guess it just came to heart. Like you said, ain't none of this stuff was written down, and none of this. I didn't even know what I was going to say. You know, maybe I do another one and it'd be even better. But at the end of the day, I like that though. I mean, I believe that the one thing is, I'm happy if I touch one person. I'm happy because I'm content with what blessings God do give me, not the ones that I feel I'm deserving of.
Yeah.
So I appreciate this. This was good for me. I'm pretty sure that other people will appreciate it as well.
This is good for us also. We appreciate you taking the time out to come talk to us and being a guest on this new venture that we're setting out on, just to let the world know about the Clubhouse and the people that we have that make up the Clubhouse. And you did a great job. I'm really happy.
I tried. I mean, like I said, it helps because, like, you know, a lot of the time I'm not one to run the streets. You know, I'm normally a homebody, and I'm grateful, you know, to have a place like Venture House. Like Venture House has helped me through a lot, more than I might speak upon, but it's helped me through a lot. And because it has value to me, you know, I guess during this pandemic, it made me realize to not take it for granted, because it could be here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm grateful that, you know, all day long, man, this is my life. Somebody would call me, one of my friends, going through something. And that'd be another conversation. I thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Definitely have to have you as a guest on the show again. And we're all back in the Clubhouse and people can get the visual representation of what we do. All right?
All right.
All right. So take care, man.
On behalf of Venture House, we would like to thank Brick and all of our funders. For more information on Venture House, you can go to venturehouse.org or call us at 718-658-7201.